This chair is coming along nicely, and it's all put together except for just a little bit of detail here. And that little bit of detail is a corner brace that goes in here. And this is a really important part of the chair. A couple reasons. You really have a lot of demands on the joinery of a chair. We drag them across the floor, we sit in them and lean back. So the joinery has to be really, really sound. This corner brace is going to help reinforce from this rail to make sure that this chair can stand up and last for a really, really, really long time. The other thing it's going to do is eventually it'll have a hole drilled in it, and a screw is going to come through the bottom of that into the bottom of the slip seat to hold that in place. So there's a lot of structure that comes from it, and there's just a function of fastening the seat. So what I need to do is glue it into that groove that I plowed into the rails. And I'm going to use a glue for this that's going to make this really, really easy. It's a hot glue, but this isn't a craft hot glue. What happens here is that the heat of the gun allows the glue to melt, allows me to apply it. When I insert this, then of course that glue is going to start to cool down. It's going to grab very quickly, so I don't need clamps. It lets me move through this step really fast. But unlike regular craft glue, the bonding and the curing will continue over time. This glue will continue to cure out and get really, really, really strong. So it's got a lot more strength than just a conventional hot glue gun you'd get from a craft store. But the method of approach is going to be very, very similar. I'm going to squeeze that bead out onto each of my rabbets, giving it the opportunity to work its way in as I sneak it into this dado. And this is the cool part. Hold that for a few seconds. Now that glue is already starting to cool down. As soon as it cools down, it starts to grab. Done. Ready to move on to the next one. So it's a really neat technology. It's a great way to put parts like this in place. And again, you got to be sure you understand that I wouldn't do this with a conventional hot glue gun. I would do it with this gun because as that glue cures out, it's going to have the strength that I have in my other joinery to make sure that this chair can last. So definitely worth checking into as something to use in your woodworking projects.